Alright, how's it going, y'all? We're going to be doing a Guilty Gear Strive tier list, week 1 impression, so take everything with a grain of salt. This tier list isn't meant to be nothing too serious, so kind of just doing it for fun and to talk about the game. But no surprise, I'm just going to dive right into it. Soul top 1. If you don't think this character's top 1 by now, you've been living under a rock. I mean, his buttons are insane, neutral's crazy, damage is off the charts. He really has no glaring weaknesses to me. His mix is really good if you know how to do the right setups with RCs. His close slash is probably the best normal in the game in my opinion. It's plus on block, I believe +2. He just hits like a Mack truck. I mean, the character's just playing a different game. Although there is some other gorilla characters that can compete with him, I do think he's slightly ahead of some other characters. But that's pretty much Soul in a nutshell. If you want to win in this game and you're getting bodied by people, pick him up, learn him, and I'm sure life will be much, much better after you do that. Number 2, this is going to come to a surprise to many. I do believe May is better than Ram right now, which, spoiler alert, I'm probably going to put her third, but most people would probably have Soul Ram as their top 2. But I think May is a really simplistic character, and with that being said, her dolphins are a joke. She gets mad mix off of them, like with RC. Her damage is crazy. She has a command grab she can combo into. I mean, the character's just really, really put together well, and it's been shown. I don't know if anyone watched Leffen's tournament, but Tempest was definitely putting on a show with this character. Noon also recently picked up this character. He's been playing Ram and May as well, so I personally think May is slightly better than Ram, but she really has no glaring weaknesses to me. Kind of similar to Soul. I just feel like Soul, maybe not as oppressive in some ways, but overall I think Soul is more oppressive than her. But she is still a problem character, really good, really simple. So if you're looking for a strong character, easy to learn, she's kind of a go-to right now. Ram, like I said, spoiler alert earlier, character's still really strong, has crazy normals. Once she gets you in the corner, if they know what they're doing as far as block strings and how to use the swords properly, she can kind of control the pace of the game, and wall break mechanic probably benefits her more than any other character in the game right now. So with that being said, character's definitely top 3. Most people would probably have her top 2, but I do think May outweighs her slightly right now, although it has only been 1 week into the game, so it's kind of just a first impressions type of thing since the new version of the game has been out compared to the last beta. So not much more to say. I mean, character's just really strong, crazy damage. I don't know, just really, really well designed character if you're looking to play a top tier. Number 4 is a little tricky. I would have to put Giovanna though. She's right there with these 3 in my opinion. She's just kind of, in a way, she's more impressive. Like offensively, yeah, like she has a lot of buttons that are plus. She has far range type of normals and specials. Her lariat goes through projectiles, and I believe it's plus on block. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. Like I said, we're only a week into the game. I still have a little bit more to learn, but all I know is I've played a couple good Geos and it was hell. Obviously I play Millia, so I don't really know how that matchup's gonna flesh out over the next couple months, but it definitely feels a little more in Giovanna's favor. But yeah, her buttons, specials, like her super's good. She has the ability, once she has full meter, she gets a damage and a defense buff, and it makes her the highest defensive character in the game, passing Potemkin, I believe. It's either she slightly passes him or they're the same. I can't remember. It's one of the two, but either way, her defense and offense is crazy when she has full meter. Yeah, really strong character though, and I expect to see more people play her as far as the game is competitively, because usually you see a lot of souls, a lot of rams. You're starting to see a little more Maze. I feel like she's next in line where you're going to see more and more people picking her up, because as the game fleshes out, um, the game's going to be more matchup dependent, and we're going to learn about matchups and how to exploit them more and more. So I definitely look to see more of her in the future. Number 5, this is tough, but I'm gonna go ahead and put Leo. I think Leo and Eno are pretty close, but Sonic kind of put this character on the map. Not many other people were playing Leo at high level. Sonic did win Leffen's big tournament. I don't know if y'all missed that or not, but it's really, really cool tournament. It had some good sets, had a lot of high level players in it, but I think Leo is actually, like, this character's mad corny. He, like, if it wasn't for Soul right now, I would say he's the biggest gorilla character, like slightly over May, even though I think May is better. But since Soul exists right now, I don't think he's the most Unga character in the game. But he is really strong, has a lot of mix-up potential, the way he can use his dashes. He's got the best fireball in the game, in a game that doesn't have a lot of good fireballs. I mean, Kai has one. I mean, Dolphin, you know, that doesn't go full screen. Soul has like the gun flame move. Ram can throw her swords. You know, there's a couple, but I think at the end of the day, he has the best like projectile in the game. And that being said, his neutral is obviously going to be strong. But character's really well put together, and I do believe he's top tier. Eno, I'm going to put Eno behind him. They're pretty close. Eno, I think, mix like Oki wise, I think she's better than Millia and Anji. How they, you know, she gets her little fireball, Millia has disc setups, and then Anji has butterfly. As far as like Oki setups with projectiles, I think she is doing it better than these two characters. And she also has a dive kick. She has like a lariat type move. She has a lot of good stuff for neutral, and I think she's strong as well. All these characters obviously being in top tier. Like if you're trying to win, you're probably going to be playing one of these unless you're kind of a character loyalist. Not saying that you can't win with other characters though. I think this game is in a sense it's balanced well. A couple changes need to be made, but I still feel like you can pretty much win with any character, maybe except like one or two, unless you just completely outplay the opponent or they just mess up and are having a bad day on the game. But these characters right here all are really strong, and that's probably going to conclude top tier. But yeah, that'll be ordered. I'm not sure if the rest, I guess we could order everything. I'll try my best to. It's usually kind of hard to order an entire tier list, but then again, it's only 15 characters, so. Alright, so this will be top tier. I guess A will be high tier. Let's see, who would I put in high tier? I think I'm going to put, to start off, honestly, I think I'm going to put Millia. I know a lot of people downplay this character, especially Millia players. I, on the other hand, me and Lord Knight are like the only two Millia players I've seen that actually think she's strong. I mean, obviously, I don't think she's top tier, but I do think she's like one or two changes from being there, or if a couple of these characters got nerfed slightly, it would move her up as well. But this game is centered around a lot, or centered around hard knockdown a lot, and she takes advantage of that better than most characters. Besides, like, I think Eno is pretty great. Soul as well. Like Soul, you can just do close slash for Oki and they can't wake up grab. I actually learned that from Mamba last night, shout out him. But legit, if you get a hard knockdown with Soul, you can legit just do close slash twice and it meaties. He's the only character in the game, I think, that can do something like that. any other character, if you're right up on them, you can wake up and grab them as a defensive option. But I do think Millia is strong. Like I said, she has some of the best mix when done right. She has so much tech, so many different things you can do with RC and different shit you can do off of counter hits into disc, and like this character is only going to get better, I think, because it's similar to a character. I guess we'll move on to Zotto. I think Zotto's next. Zotto is only going to get better. I think he's really strong, possibly top tier, like secret top tier, but we kind of don't know yet. I've played a couple strong Zottos lately, and they were hell, to be honest. But yeah, similar to Millie, I think both these characters are going to get better with time. They're going to age like fine wine. After that, I guess we could go... This is close. Like, these three... This, I don't think I can order every... I'm going to try, though. I guess I'll put... I guess I'm going to put Kai next. Yeah, we'll put Kai next. I think Kai is... Like, a lot of stuff's been coming out about him, and I feel like he's slightly fell because I've seen a bunch of tech videos on Twitter lately, and mainly against Soul, but he can't do certain things that other characters can. Like, you can, if you do 6P, I don't know if anyone knew this, I'm pretty sure every character in the game can do 6P, and his projectile goes through them like they're a ghost. So if you ever see a Kai throw a fireball out and like try to run behind it, if you've played enough Kais, you've probably seen that a couple times. But if he does that, do 6P, his fireball will go right through you, and you'll catch him sprinting and get a free punish. His yellow, I saw a video too where he did like yellow RC, and Soul just fucking close slashed through it on counter hit and TOD'd him. Like, he legit took 100% of his health off a counter hit yellow RC. So, I don't know. Kai is just like, I think his frame data is a little whack, but I don't think he's bad. Like, no character in this game's necessarily bad. We'll move on next. I think Chip, really strong. He's gotten some good buffs over the last couple versions, you know, dating back to Open Beta 1. I think he's similar maybe to like a Zotto or a Millia, where he's gonna just kind of move up the chart slightly, because I feel like he has a lot of dirt to him that's yet to be discovered, or just been discovered recently that maybe I haven't seen, or I haven't played against yet and had that tech used against me. But I have seen Tweak on Twitter uploading some pretty crazy stuff with him. Goichi and Kazunoko are playing this character, and that just lets you know he's strong. Goichi and Kazunoko aren't going to play a character if they're not strong. But I think he's really good as well. Next, probably put Axel. Axel actually won the... so there was two versions of Leffen's tournament. There was the EU one and the NA one. Most people probably paid more attention to the NA one for obvious reasons. A lot more heavy hitters in that tournament. But the EU one, an Axel player, won that one. And I do think Axel lames out a lot of characters in this game. If you know how to play this character, you're good at, like, you have good fighting game fundamentals, and you know how to keep characters out and zone them out with projectiles and normals and stuff. This character can be a nightmare to have to deal with. But yeah, Axel really strong. Next, probably put Faust, which is crazy because Potemkin was arguably the best character a couple betas ago, and I think this character's like kind of fell off. But Faust, I think he's good. Hook plays him. Hook's probably one of the better Fausts. I don't really know all the Faust players. I think there's a good Faust player from Japan. I can't remember his name, but this character's good too. I mean, he's kind of random, you know, throwing items at you, and you can't really choose which one it is. But he has really big normals, good damage. Mini Faust is OD. Pretty much all of his items, I'd say, are viable. The hammer one's like kind of weird because like kind of have to bonk him on the head with it when he throws it. But yeah, once again, trend going on here. Strong character. I've said that with every character in this game, I believe, is strong except maybe one or two. All right, we'll move on to. I would consider this top, this high, and this mid. I wouldn't even say there's a bottom tier in this game. Mid would be the bottom tier, but I would have to say Nago is the worst, or not the worst character. Nago is one of the worst characters, but his buffs that he's received over the last couple versions of the game have helped out a lot. If you, I think Fame96 plays this character. Kizzy was playing him. There's some good Nagos out there. So don't give up on this character if you main him, because he's only going to get better. Like, people are just going to keep saying, oh, Nago sucks, and he's going to keep getting buffed until he's annoying as fuck to play against. I can already see. I was watching a Majin Obama video a couple weeks ago. He was talking about it. That's how Arcs just operates. If a character sucks, they're gonna overbuff him. Like Chip, I don't think we quite know how good Chip is yet, but Chip's only gonna get better, like I said earlier. And he was one of those characters a couple versions ago that he was a laughing stock of the game, and now I would say he's good enough to win with. He can even beat these top tiers. If he plays well and he outplays the opponent, you can win against these characters with Chip. Nago, yeah, like I said though, he's getting better, and by no means does this mean he's bad, that he's in B tier. You can win with Nago too. Anji, it's kind of hard to pick between these two. These were like the characters I was kind of referring to earlier. Anji has a lot of fake stuff, a lot of his rekkas and stuff you can kind of just mash through, as far as like DP or like grabs and stuff on defense. But I don't know, this character probably needs like a rework maybe. But then again, I don't play Anji. I've played against multiple though, and I think that he's kind of underwhelming. I just had to, like, the first time I played him, I kind of got smoked, but after you learn the matchup a little bit and understand what's real and what's not, and when you can press and when you can mash and grab, and character's a lot less threatening. But still think he's good. He's not unplayable, but borderline unplayable. I do think Pod is the worst character in the game though. I actually seen a discussion on Twitter, I believe it was yesterday, and I thought it was really interesting. It was C4. I don't know if y'all are familiar. He's from EU, I believe, and he's like a commentator, long time Guilty Gear player, really strong player. And he was talking about how Pot, pretty much you can up back against this character like whenever you want. Like, he can't really, like, Pot right now really can't like use his command grab to its fullest ability, because like his 5p and his 2p are like a little wonky. And like I went in the lab to see what he was talking about, and I do think that Pot's not really in a good place, because then again, I don't want him like him being one of the worst. Even if you don't agree with me saying he's the worst in the game right now, he's got to be in your bottom 3 or bottom 5. Like, he's a shell of his former self from Open Beta 1, which I don't mind at all, like I said, because I believe command grab characters like that, when they're really strong, are super annoying to deal with as far as just playing the game in general, especially competitively. Like, I can't imagine traveling, when offlines come back, traveling around, going to offlines, paying a bunch of money to get there and to enter, and you just get scooped by this fella twice and lose and get sent home. Get sent packing back to where you came from. So, I don't know. This is my tier list. Kind of just did this for like a discussion. It's just a week 1 impression. Who knows? By the end of the month, this whole thing could be flipped upside down. So, the game just came out. Tech's yet to be discovered. OSs have yet to be discovered. But yeah, that's my tier list. Appreciate y'all watching. Peace.